Alright, so we're just taking a quick look at Dogecoin on our daily time frame for another daily update on the channel here. As always, before we begin, guys, please do go down below and sign up to BITUNIX. They're giving you a big 30% bonus if you deposit and trade on their platform. Deposit $1,000 and trade to receive a big $300 bonus instantly. Really, really good opportunity to get yourself some money to be trading in these markets right now. As we can see then, Dogecoin looking like it's come down, swept through all of this low resistance liquidity. You can see we were forming a bit of a liquidity trend line here, and it was always going to come down and get swept in my opinion. You can see we're pretty much getting towards the completion area of this. In fact, I think we're almost there today, as you can see, continuing lower. Obviously, with this huge liquidation cascade we saw last Friday, we came down and swept out tons and tons of liquidity for Dogecoin all the way down pretty much to that 0.23 Fibonacci level down here. As you can see, we have been at for Dogecoin looking really, really good in this cycle. You can see, in my opinion, stronger than most. Got this very obvious bear market range, the break, the retest, the continuation, and then we're looking like we're going to get that retest and then that fifth wave to the upside, confirming up towards the previous all-time high. Dogecoin looking really bullish. We've got these big hockey stick like parabolic moves to the upside over and over after we're breaking out of these very obvious chart structures. You've obviously got this descending wedge kind of situation, the break, the retest, the continuation. But as you can see, obviously going into this area here, we've got our Trump pump. We were actually already pumping for Dogecoin, but then we went into Trump getting the announcement that Trump was obviously going to be the president. We got the pump in the crypto markets continuing us up to this 0.78 Fibonacci here in and around 45 cents, consolidated in this area, and then obviously we came down into our tariff range that we had for a lot of our cryptos. We came down, test the high and low at multiple times. Dogecoin here looking like it was starting to squeeze up towards this area here, like it wanted to break out, and then lo and behold, Bitcoin obviously drops 10%. Trump basically saying 100% tariffs on China if we can't get a deal sorted. It dumps the Nasdaq, it dumps Bitcoin 10%, and then we've obviously got Dogecoin here getting an absolutely incredible liquidation cascade here of around 62% before recovering up to around a 20 or 30% drop here in this local area. Very, very interesting stuff. Obviously, looking like we're bouncing out of that 0.50 Fibonacci, but we came back into this area here, and we are rejecting currently out of this big daily fair value gap that we have created. Bitcoin, if you look at Bitcoin right now, which is currently leading the market, you can see here we've obviously got the we've got a little bit of a reaction from the all-time high being swept again. New all-time high of 126k there. And then obviously with that big announcement here, we got Trump dumping Bitcoin 10%. We come back up for a perfect, if I can actually get this in the right place here, perfect retest of the 50% inside the fair value gap of this drop. You can see here we dropped to the downside. Perfect come up retest into this 50%. This is also a BPR, by the way, a balanced price range, meaning two fair value gaps lined up together like this. Very, very big area of resistance. As you can see here, we've got a lovely bounce back up, retesting into this BPR fair value gap area. Beautiful retest of that 0.50 Fibonacci. And the second I started seeing this big bearish reaction to this, I was thinking we're definitely going to go lower. We've got this really weak trend line below here, as you can see, that we created that was obviously going to get swept. People are obviously starting to get into long positions here. Lots and lots of liquidity below, thinking that we're going to bounce from here and continue up again. But we've obviously come down, swept out that liquidity. Currently, Bitcoin bouncing out of this final fair value gap, which hasn't been readdressed or rebalanced yet, down here that we created all the way back in June. As you can see, currently bouncing out of that, getting a pretty decent reaction to this area. People filling their boots with orders in this local area here, thinking that we could well get a bounce. But right now, in my opinion, Bitcoin looking pretty bearish, and I could easily see us over the next week or so coming down to readdress this 50% area, which we haven't retested ever since we came up and hit this area here. Bitcoin historically in this cycle has loved to come back towards that 50% area. If you look pretty much from the bottom of this cycle, we've come up here, 50% retrace. Next impulse, 50% retrace. This next impulse was only a 20 or 30% retrace because we were so bullish. But then this next impulse, 50% retrace. The next impulse here, I think this was a 40 or a 50% retrace. And now, again here, a new all-time high being created. I would expect us, in my opinion, to come down a little bit more here, sweep out some more people, get down below 100k, start to get everyone feeling super bearish. And then before you know it, come down, get into this area here between the 050 and the 618. This would be a great area for a bounce, maybe readdress this big fair value gap here we never retested, and then get a huge reversal as everyone is piling into shorts thinking it's the bear market, and then we could well see ourselves bounce out of this and then continue back up. But overall right now, all of this just means that Dogecoin is in a bit of a weird spot. It's going to continue to retrace if Bitcoin keeps reversing. We're going to have to wait and see what Bitcoin has in store for us soon. As always, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Check back every day for daily updates and get some free money in the description below. Cheers.